wear hijab, the headscarf, why it is so important in Islam. And I decided to dedicate this session tonight to speak about hijab and the implications of hijab, and why hijab is considered one of the priorities in the Islamic tradition. Now, we will discuss this point. We will approach this point from two angles. Why hijab is important. Number one, many people ask, is it really required by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or this is a mere man-made decision? Let's see whether this is required and mandated by God, by the Creator, or some of His creatures. When we look at the hijab, we find that hijab is firmly grounded in the Holy Quran, at least in the 3 verses in the Holy Quran. One verse is in chapter 24, Surah An-Nur. And the other verses are in Surah Al-Ahzab, chapter 33. First of all, let's go through the Quran and let's verify whether hijab is mandated by God, whether this is the wish and the design of God for Muslim women to observe hijab, or this is a man-made decision, a chauvinistic decision by a person who wants, let's say, to dominate the society, the women's society, and he wants to subordinate women through asking them and forcing them to wear the hijab. Let's read the Quran. Number one, if you have the Quran at home, it's good to check this first verse in Surah An-Nur. Surah An-Nur is chapter 24 in the Holy Quran. We come to verse 31. Chapter 24, verse 31. وَقُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنَاتِ يَغْضُضْنَ مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِنَّ وَيَحْفَظْنَ فُرُوجَهُنَّ وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنَّ إِلَّا مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا وَلْيَضْرِبْنَ بِخُمُرِهِنَّ عَلَى جِيُوبِهِنَّ وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنَّ إِلَّا لِبُعُولَتِهِنَّ أَوْ آبَائِهِنَّ أَوْ آبَاءِ بُعُولَتِهِنَّ أَوْ أَبْنَائِهِنَّ. And let's translate this ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and say to the believing women, women who believe in God, women who believe in the Day of Judgment, women who believe in the Islamic faith and the Islamic tradition, women who believe in the credibility of the Holy Quran, and the Holy Quran is the revelation of God. Say to them, and say to the believing women, that they should lower their gaze and guard their modesty. يَغْضُضْنَ مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِنَّ. And Allah here is ordering both men and women. In the verse before, which is number 30, Allah is asking the believing men to lower their gaze when they are approached, when they are outside the house, and they are in a mixed society where women are there. They have to lower their gaze. They should not focus their eyes. This is the meaning of lowering the gaze. They should not focus their eyes on the opposite gender. They should not do that. Both, this is for men and women. And here Allah is addressing the believing women. Should not, should lower their gaze and guard their modesty. And guard their modesty. وَيَحْفَظْنَ فُرُوجَهُنَّ وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنَّ. Obviously, women, their bodies, their hair are ornaments, an attraction, and a beauty. Therefore, they should not expose that. They should not display that. وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنَّ. that they should not display their beauty and ornaments. إِلَّا مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا, except what must ordinarily appear thereof. And that is the face, according to the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt. The face, the exception here, which is not mandatory to be covered, is the face and the two hands. Other than that, her physical body has to be covered. Has to be covered. وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنَّ إِلَّا مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا وَلْيَضْرِبْنَ بِخُمُرِهِنَّ, that they should draw their veils. Khimar. Khimar is like the scarf, if you will. The scarf is the khimar. Today, if you search for the right interpretation and the right meaning of the word khimar, khimar is scarf. They should draw their scarf. وَلْيَضْرِبْنَ بِخُمُرِهِنَّ عَلَى جِيُوبِهِنَّ, over their bosoms. In the past, during the time of the Prophet, women used to draw their scarves on their heads. It is a head scarf, but they did not cover their bosoms. The Quran says it's not enough only to cover your hair. You have to cover the hair and the bosom. وَلْيَضْرِبْنَ بِخُمُرِهِنَّ عَلَى جِيُوبِهِنَّ وَلَا يُبْدِينَ, and do not display their beauty except to their husbands, to their fathers-in-law, to their brothers, to their sons, and stepsons, and there is a list that they are allowed to show their hair to them. But other than those, they have to cover. So here in chapter 24, Surah An-Nur, verse 31, always remember that Allah is using the term khimar, the headscarf, for women to cover themselves. Then we go to chapter 33, Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 59, another verse in the Quran. Another verse in the Quran. Chapter 33, Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 59. Ya ayyuhan nabi, this is an order, a general order to the Prophet to deliver this message to his family members first. The Prophet, being a role model, has to deliver this message to his family members first, and then to the women in his community. Ya ayyuhan nabi, قل لأزواجك وبناتك ونساء المؤمنين. O Prophet, tell your wives and daughters, your wives and your daughters, and the believing women in your community, وَنِسَاءِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ يُدْنِينَ عَلَيْهِنَّ مِنْ جَلَابِيبِهِنَّ, that they should cast their outer garments over their persons when they are abroad, when they are outside the house, or when there is a stranger inside the house, someone who's not from the very immediate family. يُدْنِينَ عَلَيْهِنَّ مِنْ جَلَابِيبِهِنَّ, that they should cast their outer garments over their bodies. يُدْنِينَ عَلَيْهِنَّ مِنْ جَلَابِيبِهِنَّ. Then there is a reason here why. Women would ask, Allah knows women would ask, why should I cover myself? Why should I cover myself? Allah puts it in one brief sentence: to protect yourself against harassment, against unnecessary attention, against negative attention, against provocation, against temptation, to protect yourself and to protect your society, because you are part of the society. You are an individual who is part of a larger family, the larger society. And the Holy Quran is concerned about the individuals as well as the societies. You may say, I'm free, leave me alone. But when you live in a society, you are not completely free. You have to abide by the rules of the society. You have to respect the rules of the society. if you want to enjoy the society, if you want to benefit from that society, if you want to collaborate and work together with the society, then you have to respect the rules of the society. And here, you have to protect your honor and your dignity. Hijab is not suppressive. Hijab is not subordination. Hijab is not curtailing your freedom or